guys, it's Rocket Baby. I am finally back with another fitness related video. Did you think that I had stopped working out because I was just posting gaming videos? Wrong. I'm still hitting the fucking gym. Usually I'm hitting the gym like 5 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I take the weekends off as my rest days. I haven't been in the gym for a couple of weeks now because my car has been having all kinds of problems, and now that it's finally fixed, it's snowing like crazy, so we can't leave the house. So that's been driving me crazy. So I thought in lieu of going to the gym, we should talk about some fitness stuff. This video is kind of for more like beginners, like people who are just maybe thinking about starting to go to the gym. And they can also be helpful. Some of these suggestions would also be helpful for people who go to the gym regularly. I want to try to frame this in a positive way, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna call this video 5 beginner gym tips. 5 gym tips for beginners. I don't know. Anyway, these are just my suggestions for getting the most out of your workout. There's a couple mistakes that people make when they first start working out that can be easily avoided and I think make a huge difference. So the first tip that I want to give is to always wear the correct shoes for the activity that you're doing. I know what you're thinking. You think, you know, what could possibly make such a big difference in the shoes that I'm wearing? I mean, you know how there's like a running shoe, like when you think of running shoes, there's like a specific type of shoe that comes to mind. And I'll put like an image of it right here so you guys can see it. The difference is that like the front of the shoe is lower and the back of the shoe kind of has like a big heel on it almost. So the purpose of that is to protect your knees while you're running, because if you run on your heels, you're really putting a lot of strain on your knees specifically, and if you run more on like the balls of your feet or more towards your toes, you put the strain like more on your ankles and your calves. So like whether or not you wear running shoes while running is less important than if you're wearing running shoes while doing a different activity like lifting, specifically deadlifts or squats. Those kinds of activities, you are not going to be wanting the running shoes on because your foot, when you're doing those activities, you want it to be as flat as possible. The best shoe to wear when you're lifting is no shoes. You can't just like not wear shoes in the gym. So the best shoe, my shoe recommendation is to get a pair of Converse. They look adorable, so that's just a bonus. These shoes have just basically completely flat soles, so your foot is essentially flat on the ground. And the reason is because when you're doing a deadlift or a squat, you want to be on your heel as much as possible. So your weight is shifted back on your heels, especially if you're trying to like grow your booty. You're going to want to keep your weight in your heels as much as you can while doing those activities. And if you're wearing a running shoe, it's going to be a lot harder to put your weight into your heel because your foot is already on an ankle. So yes, wear running shoes when you're running, and then when you're not running and you're lifting, wear Converse or a flat soled shoe. This second one is, I think, probably the biggest mistake that people make when they're starting to go to the gym. They're like have a New Year's resolution or something. They're like, I want to lose, you know, some weight, so I'm gonna go to the gym every day and I'm gonna just run on the treadmill. I'm just gonna get on the treadmill, I'm gonna go and do some cardio, and it's going to make me lose weight. That is not true. Like, you can, like, cardio is helpful to lose weight because it burns calories. But if you don't change anything else about your lifestyle, if you don't like start having a more active lifestyle in addition to that, if you don't start, you know, eating differently or like cutting back on calories, it's probably not going to make that big of a difference in terms of weight loss. Like, cardio is very good for you. Don't get me wrong. There's like tons and tons of benefits. You want to be doing your cardio, but I think that a lot of people think that if they just hop on the treadmill and walk for like an hour every single day, that they're going to lose weight because of that. And I think that isn't true. I think that you really have to change a lot more about your lifestyle than just like doing a little bit of work on the treadmill. Another thing about the treadmill just in general is that there's so much more you can do with the treadmill than just like running long distances. You can do HIIT workouts on the treadmill, which is personally my favorite way to go because I can't like sustain a super long run. But if you actually are trying to burn some calories and like just get a good cardio workout in, you can do like a HIIT workout, which is just like interval running or something where you just run for 30 seconds, like you sprint for 30 seconds, then you rest for 30 seconds, and then you get back on and you run for another 30 seconds, and you just like repeat that for a certain number of times. And that can give you as good of a workout, if not better, as just, getting on the treadmill and like putting it on 5 miles per hour and just like pedaling away. Final thing about the treadmill, this is one of my pet peeves. It really bothers me to see people at the gym making this mistake with the treadmill. And that is just like putting your hands on the machine. Like you just grip those handles and hold on while you're running or walking or doing whatever. Especially a lot of people, I'll see like a lot of girls do this where they just like set the treadmill on an incline and they start walking at like 4 miles per hour and they just hold the treadmill the whole time. But that is like detracting from your workout. Do not hold the treadmill. Keep your hands off of it as much as you can, because the workout is going to come from moving your arms in this motion, because that is going to like twist your torso back and forth. And it's coming from your legs. You just cut out a lot of the work if you just like grab the treadmill. You're using your upper body to like stabilize yourself when you should be using your core muscles. So yes, keep your hands off the treadmill. Number 3, this is something that I struggled with for a long time, and I only recently, probably like last year, started doing more of the correct exercises that I should be doing. This tip is just basically thinking that you can build a booty, like build a big round juicy booty by just doing like glute bridges and like donkey kicks and like floor work and never like lifting heavy. Because this is, I think, a concern for a lot of girls. I don't know why, for some reason, people worry about getting like thick thighs. Like they worry that if they lift heavy, their legs are gonna get super like big and muscular and along with their butt, so like it won't be like proportionate. I don't know what you're worried about, but anyway, having muscular legs is so hot. So stop thinking about that. Stop worrying about that. If that's what your hang up is, don't worry about that. And then I think also like lifting can seem really intimidating at first if you have never done it before. And it can be, but to be honest, it's one of the most simple things you can do at the gym. There's a bunch of shit you can do with a barbell, which is awesome. That's why they're so convenient. Like you can just literally get on a barbell and use that for the entire time that you're at the gym. It simplifies the workout, to be perfectly honest. Like I remember days where I would be like doing, 10 different exercises that were just floor work, like doing fire hydrants and donkey kicks and glute bridges and all kinds of variations on that. And like I wouldn't be sore the next day because like it's not that much of a workout. But like if you go to the gym, you just grab a barbell, you do a set of squats with as much weight on there as possible, like as much as you can handle, and then you do a set of deadlifts, and then you do some like, freaking Bulgarian split squats, and like maybe a hip thrust with the barbell. That's it. That's all you need for your freaking booty workout. It's so simple. It just simplifies your whole routine, and you're gonna build so much more muscle that way. Like you are gonna see actual results, big juicy booty results. I almost forgot to mention this about building a booty. You also need to eat. Eating is like it's 90% of the work, honestly, of any fitness program. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, then dieting is going to be absolutely essential. And if you're trying to like build a butt, like gain booty muscle, you're going to have to eat, and you're gonna have to eat a lot, probably more than you think. Here's another mistake that I see guys doing a lot, which I find kind of funny when they do, because they're always like the guy that comes in and he's like, when he's like lifting his freaking barbell and doing deadlifts or something, or he's like checking himself out in the mirror while he's like, you know, pumping whatever, doing curls. They're just like lifting wrong. Like, they're just have horrible form, or they're going so quickly that like they're basically using momentum instead of using their muscles. And that is not going to help you in the long run. Like, you're not going to see the results you want if you are not lifting with good form. I could try to explain different like forms to you guys, but the main gist is this. If you're working out a muscle group, you want to do it as controlled as possible. So like, if you're doing a curl, you need to be really focusing on this specific muscle. You're like thinking about your bicep. So you're doing the curl, right? You go up and then you go down. Slow and controlled. So the same speed up and the same speed down. And you don't like, your arm shouldn't be going forward at all or sliding around on your shoulder blade. It should just be like in the same spot, up and down. The only muscle you're targeting with this exercise is your bicep. So just focus on that. And this is a mistake I see people doing constantly. They'll just be like swinging the barbells. And I'm like, you're getting almost nothing out of that, because you're using the momentum of the swing to lift the barbell. And I think that lifting that way is dangerous. Like, you can actually hurt yourself if you're not being careful and controlled about what you're doing. The other really common lifting mistake in terms of form is when people are doing deadlifts, and you can just see that they have all their weight in the front of their foot. They're like leaning forward. Basically, like, if you're doing that, you are going to end up hurting your back, because any like small error in your form while doing a deadlift and you're lifting like a lot of weight is really dangerous, because your lower back will just take all of the weight, you know? So yes, when you're doing deadlifts, only lift as much as you can actually reasonably handle. And keep your heels dug in, bend your knees as much as you need to in order to keep yourself controlled and stay in good form. Yeah, that just basically goes for like every exercise. Like, if you don't know what the form should look like, just look it up. There's millions of tutorials. And, you know, I still don't have perfect form. I still struggle with a couple of things, but it's something that I'm always thinking about. Just like, I feel like a lot of fitness people talk about like the mind-muscle connection, and that is genuinely so important when you're working out. Just being able to like think, okay, I'm working out this specific muscle right now, so when I do the exercise, I need to feel that muscle working, and I do not need to be feeling other muscles working. And if they are, I think that my form is not quite as good as it could be. My last tip is protein. It's just so unbelievably important, and people just don't do it. If you are trying to gain muscle mass, like if you're trying to build muscles in any capacity whatsoever, you need to be eating more protein. Just like eat chicken, eat steak, eat, you know, meat, so you can get that protein. Also, I always suggest having a protein shake after your workout, because I don't feel like with our, I mean, I guess it depends on how you eat, but for me personally, like my diet, there's just no way that I would be able to get the amount of protein that I would want or need if I was just eating like meat in every meal or something. Like I just wouldn't ever reach the level of protein that I want. So I would suggest just getting yourself a protein shake and just drinking it right after your workout. And that's usually like 20 grams of protein right there. If you're trying to build muscle at all, just having a protein shake after your workout will change things for you. I swear to God. You will see better results almost immediately after you start just like getting some more protein into your diet. That's all for my tips, guys. You can let me know if you like seeing my workout content. I know that probably most of you would like to see another workout video in the future, and I promise that I will do one. I will get around to it. It's just, yeah, it's hard to want to like put on makeup when I first wake up and go to the gym, because that's just like a whole other thing, and then I have to come home and wash my face again. I don't know, it's just like, bleh, it just ends up being so much work. But yes, I do need to make another workout video for you. So I hope that that was maybe helpful to you, especially if you're just thinking about maybe going to the gym. For a long time, I used to do home workouts. I think I started doing home workouts when I was like 16, and then did those until like senior year of college. I've been doing home workouts. And then when I made the switch and started doing like gym workouts and going to the gym, the difference was like night and day. It just made such a huge difference in like how much muscle I was able to build. It just changed a lot for me. So I do recommend going to the gym. I think it also is like a motivator for a lot of people. Like, I know for me, if I'm at home, especially now, I think in the past when I was doing home workouts a lot, it was easier to motivate myself. But now if I'm at home, I'm basically not working out. Like, I can't do it anymore. So if you are in the gym though, like you have to, you're like, this is why I'm here. So I suggest trying it out, and don't feel intimidated about it, because honestly, a lot of the people fucking up are people who go to the gym all the time. And now that you know some of these tricks, you can spot those people in the gym. You can be like, look at that asshole just swinging his arms around, trying to do curls. And don't feel intimidated. Just go and enjoy yourself. And hopefully these tips would be helpful to you. Thank you guys so much for watching.